Terrell County, Texas is sparsely populated, and it occupies a big chunk of real estate along the U.S.-Mexico border. The sheriff says there's relatively little crime here, and even with that being said, he wants the ability to arrest people who've crossed over the river illegally between ports of entry because he thinks uncontrolled immigration is still a big problem here.
Wide open spaces with scenery right out of a Western. Terrell County is mostly high desert cactus and grasslands close to Big Bend National Park in far west Texas.
So Terrell County is the 10th largest county in the state of Texas, which is comprised of just over 2,300 square miles.
Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland patrols almost every day. His county touches nearly 50 miles of Mexican border.
I tell people this area is the roughest, toughest, most unforgiving portion of 2,000-mile stretch of border with Mexico.
The United States and Mexico share an almost 2,000-mile-long border, and a good portion of it is topography like this. Little to no infrastructure, wild, rugged, beautiful landscapes, and two nations no more than a stone's throw away from one another.
We don't have people looking to surrender for asylum purposes or other political relief. What we encounter are people that want to cross the border illegally.
Senate Bill 4 is now law in the state of Texas.
Texas passed a controversial law known as SB 4 that allows local law enforcement like Sheriff Cleveland to arrest people suspected of crossing the border illegally. Right now, he can take people into custody only if he catches them trespassing in private property or in the vehicles of smugglers. Cleveland says his office was able to snare roughly 10 people per day crossing illegally in 2023 under his existing powers. He supports the new law as it would allow his deputies to question people about their citizenship and routine interactions like a traffic stop and arrest them if they suspect they are here illegally. The numbers of people crossing in far-out Terrell County pale in comparison with other parts of the southwest border, but the sheriff is still concerned.
They want to sneak in the United States, and then they want to make their trek north undetected. If they are detected and we encounter them out in the desert, they typically run or abscond. And then if we interdict them on the highway, it usually turns into a high-speed vehicle pursuit.
In the midst of court wrangling, the law was briefly in effect, but in those 9 hours, the sheriff says he didn't arrest anyone under that authority. The law is on hold as the U.S. Justice Department is sued, arguing it's unconstitutional, saying Texas is trampling on the federal government's sole authority to enforce the nation's immigration laws.
Again, I support it, but there are some questions that are left to be answered as far as some of that funding for resources.
The county judge and the county sheriff fully support the implementation of SB 4. However, executing the law will be another challenge. For example, the county jail here only has a capacity for 7 people.
We're financially strapped. This county is already financially, anything else that would be a unfunded mandate could cripple this county.
County Judge Dale Carruthers says the entire county budget was about $1.8 million.
So we do have to have funding in order to be able to house inmates. We're limited as far as that goes. If there were court-appointed attorneys that were needed, again, those are unfunded mandates that we could not sustain unless we had some form of assistance.
The county also depends on Texas's own border security program funding, which will spend more than $11 billion statewide over 4 years. Here in Terrell County, the state effort pays for 2 additional sheriff's deputies, but even then, including the sheriff, there's only 5 full-time deputies patrolling.
How's it going, brother? Good, man.
In fact, the sheriff welcomed the newest addition to his staff the day we followed him. Another set of eyes to scan thousands of square miles of Texas borderlands. John Mone, Scripps News, Sanderson, Texas.